Before the sun lit up the sky on that fateful day, it was darker than the darkest night, and it felt like all hope was lost. The one called Rescuer, the one called Deliverer, the one called Savior had been put to death. Jesus, broken and lifeless, had been put away in a tomb, sealed by a stone no man could roll away. On the eve of that very first Easter, Jesus' friends were in hiding, their lives in danger, filled with fear. All hope was lost. And in a way, this Easter feels like that, with us locked up all over again, our lives on hold, our lives in danger, filled with fear. All hope is lost. Back to that first Easter, before the break of dawn, Mary Magdalene ventured out to his tomb to make sure that vandals were kept at bay. But all of a sudden, the ground began to shake, an earthquake the Bible called great. Isn't it amazing that the greatest plot twist in human history was disguised as a terrible turn of events? And as she walked closer, she found that the stone had been rolled away. They've taken him, she thought, because there was no other explanation. Jesus was broken and lifeless, put away in that tomb, sealed by that stone no man could roll away. And as she walked in, a great angel was sitting inside, bright as lightning, with clothes white as snow. He said, "Do not be afraid." He said, "Come see where he lay. He isn't here. He has risen." And she ran back to his friends, who were locked up and filled with fear, to tell them the great news, that God shook the ground, that the stone was rolled away, and that the one called Rescuer, the one called Deliverer, the one called Savior, had risen from the dead. But the fear had not left, and they couldn't believe it. They locked themselves in and continued to grieve. But just like the stone had been rolled away, that locked door couldn't stand in his way. He said, "Why are you troubled? Why do you doubt? Don't you see? I am here." And with greater rejoicing than the greatest of earthquakes, Jesus and his friends went away, not holed up in their homes, or locked up or sealed in their tombs, but high up on a mountain. They worshipped him, their rescuer, their deliverer, their savior, the hope of all hopes. And he told them then, and he tells us now, to go in all authority and make disciples of all nations and tell the good news. He didn't put eternity in our hearts for nothing. We were made for it. And because of what he did on that very first Easter, we know that no sickness, no death, no fear, no loss can take away the power of the greatest plot twist in human history. He said he was, and he truly is, our rescuer, our deliverer, our savior.